Hey guys, this is Snowdrop, and I'll show you guys today on how to ISO mod Grand Theft Auto Episodes from Liberty City or Grand Theft Auto 4. Although the process works for each game, but for today I'm going to show Episodes from Liberty City, but it's the same exact process as you would use for Grand Theft Auto 4. So don't worry, tutorial works for both, and let's get going. You're going to want to check over these requirements. You're going to need a Grand Theft Auto IV or Episodes from Liberty City game ISO. You're going to need 8 times 8.5 gigabyte dual layer disk, either Memorex or Verbatim, or you can use any other brand you want, but I suggest Memorex or Verbatim as they're really reliable. You're going to need a dual layer burner. A lot of newer PCs and laptops already come with one built in, but if you're on an older PC like early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s, you're going to need to buy an external dual layer burner. You're going to need a program called ABGX 360, Xbox Backup Creator, Imgburn, a brain, and a flash to Xbox 360, or you're going to need to be able to hotswap. So check over these requirements and you should be good to go. So first we're going to have to stealth patch our game for it to be able to be playable on Xbox Live with ABGX 360. I'm assuming you already have your settings set, but I'm going to do a little rundown so you guys can pause the screen and copy them. So let's get going. Copy my settings if you need to. And I'm about to spend 5 seconds on each. Here are my manually patch or extract file settings. Nothing is really set. Here are my autofix settings. Here are my rebuilding settings. And here are my MISC. For MISC, you're going to want to change your region code to your region. So if you're from Japan, you're going to put it to NTSC-J, China NTSC-J, or other NTSC-J. If you're in Europe, PAL, Australia or New Zealand, PAL, or if you're in North America like USA and stuff, and Canada, you're going to just have it as NTSU. So mine is, I'm in USA, so I'll put that right there. And my preferred language is English. If you're on a JTAG or RGH, your region code doesn't necessarily matter as it spoofs it to any region. It's basically a JTAG or RGH is region free completely. But let's get going. So now you're going to want to open up your game ISO, as I'll be using Episodes from Liberty City, and you're just going to click launch. If it's a clean and working ISO, everything's going to come up as green. And make sure all these match. If your game ISO is already modified, then it might come up with like yellow text up here at the very top, or it might say something else. If it's broken, or basically it's not a good ISO, it's a bad ISO, it's just corrupted, it will pop up red text. But just double check that these match. These are the most important. If some of them do not match, then you're just going to have to let this process run. And after it's done, you're going to want to exit out of the screen and then relaunch it with this button and basically let it do it again once more. And on the second try, everything should come up as green. But as you can see on my first try, everything's green already. So this shouldn't take really any long. It goes pretty fast, almost 2% a second. So we can just let that run. I don't think I need to really pause this video. And guys, if you're wondering, this tutorial is mainly for I guess basic ISO modding, like replacing RPF files. If you're talking about replacing script or injecting script files like .scos, that'll be in another tutorial. That is more complicated, more steps to be used. But I'll make another tutorial on how to do that. But for right now, this is just to teach you guys on how to replace like commons and stuff and all that. So as you can see, all CRCs match, verification was successful. If your game was already modified, it will pop up a message like a line of red text and then a bunch of gray messages. If you get that, you might be able to be good to go. It just means that the game's already modified. But then if the ISO just doesn't work, then you're just most likely going to just have to download a perfectly clean ISO like this one is. So you can just press any key to exit. close out of ABGX 360, and now we're going to open up Xbox Backup Creator. You're going to want to head over to Image Tools, Image Browser, go to File, Open Image File, and you're going to want to open up your Grand Theft Auto, as mine's already loaded up, and it should load up the game partitions. So, if you are modding the Ballad of Gay Tony, that will be in DLC 2. If you're modding the Lost and Damned, that will be in DLC 1. So, for the ISO I'll be using today, I think it's only for episodes from Liberty City. Let me check. Yeah, it's only for episodes from Liberty City. So we're going to obviously head over to DLC 2 since this is for episodes of Liberty City. We're going to go to DLC 2, DLC, Common, Data, CDI images, and you'll see a script network image and a script image. You're going to want to right click script network image, click replace, and replace it with the ISO mod you want. Make sure the ISO mod you want is compatible with the game you're trying to mod. For example, don't mod the Ballad of Gay Tony with the Grand Theft Auto original script network. It's going to corrupt, it's going to go bad. Make sure the ISO mod you're trying to do is for the game you're trying to do. Don't try to mix and match, you'll fuck up. So I'll be doing Robotors, and as you can see, DLC 2. My script mods I'll be doing, I'll do this one, and you can see script network, and I'll just click open, and you can see replacing script network.image, and it's done. Now we're going to replace, let's see what else we need to replace. Different ISO mods differ. Robotors just happens to require a lot of replacing. As you can see, there's a 360 RPF, the common RPF, the vehicles, and all that crap. Yeah. Okay, for some of you, you guys might have to replace the script image as well. Basically same process as the script network. You're just going to need to replace this with a modified script image, but for Robotors I don't, so I'm good. But I am going to need to replace common.rpf and Xbox 360.rpf, and that will be located at the very top, at the very first file. As you can see, this one right here. You just click that one and it will load up right here. I'm going to click replace. As I said, ISO mods differ. Yours might not require you to replace this. Just because I'm replacing it doesn't mean yours is going to have you replace it. It's just that, like I said, Robotors requires a lot of replacing. So I'll replace that with that. I'll replace the common.rpf with that. Now I'll head over back to DLC. Just click the very first partition, not anything else. Just click the very first partition. Click replace DLC. Replace it with the DLC.rpf. And now we're going to need to replace our vehicles, which are actually located in, I think, common data. Oh nope, it's located in update. Shaders, no. Is it located in Xbox 360? Models, vehicles. Okay, it's going to be located. If you're going to have to modify, input a modified vehicle image, then you're going to have to head over to Xbox 360, models, CDI images, and you'll see it right here. So you're going to just right click replace, and you're going to replace it with the modified one, which I got right here. I will include Robotors 5.9 mods in the description below, so you guys could basically follow along with the steps I'm doing for this video. And everything is pretty much set. I replaced everything I wanted, everything I needed. So now we can just click File, Close Image, File, Exit. Exit out of Xbox Backup Creator. You're going to close that. And it's up to you right now if you want to run your ISO again through ABGX 360. And if it pops up yellow text and stuff, that just means the game's modified. It's basically telling you your game files changed. That's normal because you did change your game files in order to mod it. I'm not going to do that since I've never really had to do that. Everything just works tip-top right off the bat after I do that process. So I'll just head over straight to Imgburn. So when you open up Imgburn, you're going to click Write Image File to Disk. After you've done that, you're going to want to make sure your write speed is 2.4. People do say that you're able to do 2 or 4 times speed, which is right here, if you want. I highly do not suggest that. 2.4 is the way to go, because if you do it 4 times speed, basically it's going to increase the writing speed, and sometimes it's going to corrupt files as it's trying to put it on your disk, and basically it's going too fast than what it needs to. Make sure you have 1 copy set. And here is a really important part. Go to Tools, Settings, and copy this setting. It's only 1 setting to copy, so there's no trouble. Your Imgburn might at default will be set like this. It will be set at Calculate Optimal. You're going to want to head over to User Specified, click that, and you're going to want to put inside sectors in L0 with this one. You're going to want to put 191.37.60, so 19.13.76.0. Make sure you have that in there. After it's done, you just click OK, and all the other settings should be automatically set when you get the program. So you just click OK. Now you're going to want to open up your source file, and you're going to want to open up your disk image file, not the ISO but the disk image file. You just open that up. Make sure test mode is off, verify is off. You're going to pop in your dual layer disk. We'll close the tray, let that load, and then it will let you click this button. Obviously, as you can see, I'm not doing that because I don't want to waste a disk. I usually just save my disk when a customer is ready to buy and just make it for them. I don't usually waste a disk for tutorials. But you guys should be good to go from here. You just, like I said, pop in your dual layer disk, close that tray. It'll let you click this button, and you just click that button and you just let it finish, pop it into a flashed Xbox or hotswap it, and just let it have a go. And make sure, I'll check with you guys, this is really important. Make sure your write speed is 2.4, and please make sure your sectors in L0 is 19.13.76.0, like right here. If it's not, then your ISO is most likely not going to work. But anyway guys, that's how you generally mod Grand Theft Auto with replacing RPFs and stuff and image files. It's really easy. I think anybody can do it if you guys have the right mindset to do it. But anyway guys, this was a tutorial by me, Snowdrop. Thank you for watching, and see you guys later.